For decades, we thought IQ was the key to success. But psychologist Daniel Goleman flipped that idea with one bold insight: EQ matters more. Self-awareness, knowing your emotions; self-regulation, managing them; motivation, fueled by purpose; empathy, truly understanding others; social skills, turning emotion into connection; emotional intelligence isn't soft, it's essential. It shapes careers, relationships, and your inner peace. Want to level up your life? Master your mind and your emotions. Emotional intelligence: the ability to understand, regulate, and navigate emotions, both your own and those of others. EQ isn't just a soft skill. It's a core competency that shapes our relationships, careers, mental health, and quality of life. Today, we're going deep. We'll break down the 5 pillars of emotional intelligence and explore how mastering them can change not just how you think, but how you live. Whether you're a student, a parent, a CEO, or someone simply trying to live with more clarity and connection, understanding EQ could be one of the most valuable insights of your life. Self-awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence. It means understanding your own emotions, what you're feeling, why you're feeling it, and how those emotions affect your thoughts and behavior. This sounds simple, but it's actually one of the most challenging aspects of personal growth. Why? Because most people live on autopilot. We react to life rather than reflect on it. We snap when we're angry, shut down when we're hurt, or distract ourselves when we're anxious, without ever pausing to ask, what am I really feeling right now? And what's beneath that feeling? Self-awareness allows you to step off the treadmill of unconscious behavior. It gives you space to respond rather than react. This is especially important in moments of stress, conflict, or uncertainty, the very moments when we most need clarity. A self-aware person can detect emotional patterns. For example, you might realize that criticism makes you defensive because it triggers old wounds. Or you notice that you get irritable every Sunday night, not because anything is wrong, but because Monday anxiety is creeping in. This kind of insight empowers you to take better care of yourself, emotionally, mentally, even physically. You're no longer at the mercy of your moods. You start making choices from a place of understanding, not reactivity. How do you build self-awareness? Practices like journaling, mindfulness, therapy, and even honest conversations with trusted friends can shine a light on your inner world. But most importantly, it requires courage, the courage to look within, without judgment, and face what you find. Self-regulation. If self-awareness is recognizing your emotions, self-regulation is managing them. It's the ability to stay calm under pressure, to delay gratification, and to respond thoughtfully instead of lashing out. It's what separates a knee-jerk reaction from a considered response. Goleman discovered that the most successful people aren't those who feel less, but those who handle feelings better. Think about a great leader in a crisis. Do they panic, yell, or blame others? No, they remain centered. They acknowledge the emotion, but don't let it hijack them. This is self-regulation. It doesn't mean suppressing emotions. It means channeling them constructively. Anger can be used to confront injustice. Fear can be used to assess risk. Sadness can be a call to connect or reflect. Let's look at an everyday example. You're stuck in traffic, late for an important meeting. Your blood pressure rises. You want to scream, but instead of honking or spiraling, you pause. You breathe. You remember, the situation is out of your control, but your reaction isn't. That moment of choice is the essence of self-regulation. Over time, this builds emotional resilience, the ability to bounce back from stress, disappointment, and even trauma. It's also the root of self-discipline. From fitness goals to financial habits, your ability to delay short-term comfort for long-term growth is a form of emotional intelligence. And let's not forget relationships. Self-regulation is what keeps arguments from turning toxic, or workplace tension from erupting into chaos. It's not glamorous, but it's powerful. When you can keep your cool, others feel safe and trust is born. Motivation. Next is motivation. But not just any motivation, intrinsic motivation. This is the drive that comes from within, the desire to grow, to achieve, to contribute, to become. It's different from extrinsic motivation, which is driven by rewards like money, fame, or approval. Emotionally intelligent people tend to be intrinsically motivated. They don't just want to succeed, they want to matter. They find purpose in what they do. They set long-term goals. They stay curious. And crucially, they don't give up when things get hard. Think of artists who paint long before anyone buys their work. Entrepreneurs who build companies with no guarantee of success. Athletes who train for years for a single moment of competition. What drives them isn't just ambition, it's meaning, purpose, passion. Intrinsic motivation fuels resilience. When your reason for doing something is deeply personal, you don't need constant praise. You don't collapse under criticism. You don't chase shortcuts. You're playing the long game. How do you cultivate intrinsic motivation? Start by getting curious about what lights you up. What topics do you lose time exploring? What challenges excite you? What values matter most to you? Then set goals that align with those values. Not goals to impress others, but goals that express who you truly are. When your actions and values are aligned, motivation becomes less about force and more about flow. Empathy. Empathy is the ability to sense what others are feeling, not just through their words, but through their tone, body language, and unspoken cues. It's the capacity to step into someone else's shoes and see the world through their eyes. This doesn't mean agreeing with everyone. It means understanding them, and that understanding is the glue of human connection. Without empathy, relationships feel hollow. Conflict escalates. Communication breaks down. But with empathy, we bridge divides. We reduce judgment. We create psychological safety, the sense that you can show up as you are and still be respected. Empathy is especially crucial in leadership. A good leader doesn't just manage tasks, they manage emotions. They know when someone is overwhelmed, discouraged, or disengaged, and they respond with compassion, not control. In personal relationships, empathy builds intimacy. It says, I see you, I hear you, I care about what you're going through. Sometimes that's all someone needs to heal. How do we cultivate empathy? It starts with listening, truly listening, not just waiting to speak. It means being curious about others' experiences, asking thoughtful questions, and suspending judgment, even when you disagree. Empathy also requires self-awareness. If you're disconnected from your own feelings, it's hard to recognize them in others. But the more attuned you are to yourself, the more sensitive you become to the emotional landscape of the people around you. In a world where collaboration is key, social skills often determine whether ideas flourish or fail. You can be brilliant, but if you can't communicate, influence, or inspire, your brilliance may never reach the world. Goleman found that people with high EQ often outperform even the smartest peers because they can work with people. They can lead. They can adapt to social dynamics with emotional fluency. Importantly, social intelligence isn't about being extroverted or charismatic. It's about being emotionally present. It's about reading a room, recognizing unspoken tensions, and knowing how to navigate them with tact and respect. In the workplace, social skills drive teamwork, trust, and innovation. In families, they create harmony. In friendships, they deepen bonds. And in leadership, they build cultures of openness, safety, and shared purpose. Social skills can be learned. Start by practicing active listening, giving people your full attention without interrupting or rehearsing your response. Learn to communicate assertively, expressing your needs without aggression. And develop conflict resolution strategies, not to win, but to understand. Mastering social skills isn't about manipulating people. It's about connecting with them. And in a world increasingly mediated by screens and algorithms, real connection is more valuable than ever. Emotional intelligence doesn't replace IQ, it completes it. Goleman's message is clear. In a world of change, pressure, and complexity, knowing how to think is only half the equation. Knowing how to feel and how to manage what you feel is the other half. That's the heart of emotional intelligence. And that's where transformation begins. If this video helped you see intelligence differently, hit subscribe. In our next episode, we'll unpack fooled by randomness and explore why so much of what we call success is actually luck misunderstood. Until then, stay reflective and stay curious.